Hi everyone, in this video we're gonna be talking about the rocks and minerals. So in this lesson, you are going to answer the questions on how to identify or classify rocks and minerals. First, we will talk about the rocks. First is the rock cycle. So kapag sinabi nating rock cycle, ito ay isang konsepto na ginagamit para ipaliwanag kung paano itong tatlong pangunahing rock types ay magkakaunay at kung paano ito nagbabago from one type into another. So there are three types of rocks: the igneous rocks, the sedimentary rocks, and the metamorphic rocks. First is the igneous rocks. When we say igneous rocks, it came from the Latin word ignis, which means fire. These type of rocks are formed by volcanic activity. So they are formed through cooling and solidification of magma or lava. So under igneous rocks, meron tayong dalawang uri: the extrusive igneous rocks and the intrusive igneous rocks. Ang extrusive igneous rocks or volcanic rocks are formed on the surface of the earth. Once na nag-solidifies and nag-undergo ng crystallization yung lava, ang tawag doon ay volcanic rocks or extrusive igneous rocks. Sa intrusive igneous rocks naman or plutonic rocks, nabubuo naman ito sa loob mismo ng bulkan. Ang magma, once na nag-solidifies and nag-undergo ng crystallization, it forms intrusive igneous rocks. Ito yung ilan sa mga example ng igneous rocks, the andesite hanggang sa tuff. Next is the sedimentary rocks. Ang sedimentary rocks are formed from the uplift and weathering. Pag sinabi nating uplift, ito yung elevation of some portion of Earth's surface from underneath pa taas or papunta doon sa surface ng Earth. At saka ang weathering naman, ito naman yung breaking down of rocks and minerals or yung disintegration or yung pagkasira ng bato halimbawa. So sa madaling salita, ang sedimentary rocks, galing siya sa sediments, nag-undergo ng proseso na lithification. Ang lithification, ito yung conversion of sediments into rocks or formation of sediments into rocks. Under lithification, merong dalawang process, yung compaction at saka yung cementation. Kapag sinabi natin compaction, ito yung proseso by which sediments loses its porosity. Ibig sabihin, um, ng compaction, kumbaga yung spaces, tinatighten niya from wider spaces to tighter spaces. Yun yung compaction. Yung sa cementation naman, ito naman yung pagbabind together ng mga particles or ng sediments. Ito ay dahil sa tulong ng natural cements na nasa ilalim ng lupa. Kaya siya nagiging sedimentary rock. So there are two types of igneous rocks: the detrimental sedimentary rocks and the chemical sedimentary rocks. Sa detrimental sedimentary rocks or clastic sedimentary rocks, they are composed of rock fragments that have been weathered from pre-existing rocks. Ito yung most common rocks on the surface of the earth. While ang chemical sedimentary rocks, they are formed by precipitation of minerals from water. Ito yung parang, halimbawa, may naglagaslas na tubig. Yung tubig na yun is may content na or may chemical content. Tapos nahalo yun or na-absorb yun noong ng rock forming. Kaya siya sinasabing chemical sedimentary rocks. Dahil sa merong namuo doon sa rocks na ibang elements or chemicals or minerals rather, that crystallizes in the rock, forming. Ito ay some examples of sedimentary rocks. Next type of rocks is the metamorphic rocks. They are formed from pre-existing rock which are subjected to heat and pressure. So, ibig sabihin, ang metamorphic rocks naman, ito ay nabuo dahil or galing na siya sa pre-existing rock or parent rock na pwedeng nag-undergo ng proseso ng metamorphism. Ang metamorphism, ito yung process that changes pre-existing rocks into new forms because of increases in temperature, pressure, and chemical active. Katulad ng example, yung slate, naging shale ang tawag. So yung parent rock ng slate, ito, metamorphic rock siya, ng tawag ay shale. Ito naman na nice, na ang parent rock na nice na naging granite. At saka yung marble na naging limestone. Next is the weathering. Kapag sinabi natin weathering, ito naman yung physical breakdown and or chemical alteration of rocks at or near earth surface. Ito yung disintegration ng bato. Halimbawa, from bigger to smaller. It refers to weathering. Ano-ano ba yung posibleng makaapekto para magbago or ma-disintegrate or masira yung mga rocks? So, under weathering, there are two types. Yung mechanical weathering at saka yung chemical weathering. First is the mechanical weathering. It is the breaking up of large rocks into smaller fragments without changing the rock's mineral composition. So, ang mechanical weathering, ito naman yung pagbabago sa physical characteristics ng rocks. So, under mechanical weathering, meron tayong frost wedging. Kapag sinabi nating frost wedging or frost weathering, it is the collective name for those forms of physical weathering that are caused by the formation of ice within rock outcrops and the pressure of the water is a. So, sa madaling salita, um, ang frost wedging, ito yung pagkasira ng rock dahil sa pressure na dulot ng water at saka ng ice. Meron na siyang dating maliit na crack sa rocks. Yun nga lang, nasisira siya completely dahil nasa pressure na dulot nitong water at saka ng ice. Next is the insulation weathering or the thermal stress. It involves the repeated heating and cooling of rocks. Ito, nakikita nyo naman sa picture na nasisira ang rock dahil sa pabago-bagong temperatura o kumbaga beyond boiling point or below freezing point. The third is the unloading pressure. Unloading or pressure release. Ito naman yung pag-exfoliate or yung pagbakbak ng surface ng rocks. So, ang tawag dito ay unloading or pressure release. Sunod na type of weathering is the chemical weathering. It is that decomposes rock through chemical change. So, ibig sabihin, ito naman yung pagkasira ng rocks dahil sa reaction niya sa certain elements. Ano ba yung certain elements na to? Ito yung reaction ng rock with water or yung hydrolysis. Second, yung reaction ng rocks doon sa oxygen or oxidation. Yung reaction with acid, ito naman yung carbonation and solution. At saka yung pang-apat, reaction with organisms or yung mga biological actions. Dito sa reaction with acid, ito yung kagaya sa picture na dito, reaction with acid to, yung acid rain. Yung kapag umuulan na merong acid, ito yung nangyayari. Nasisira yung surface ng bato. Dito naman sa reaction with organisms, ito naman yung minsan nasisira or nagkaklak ang bato dahil sa halimbawa yung bato nasa ilalim ng lupa o kapag lumaki yung nasa ilalim ng lupa, nasa ilalim ng puno. Kapag lumaki ng puno, naapektuhan din yung bato. Kaya siya nagkakaroon ng crack or nasisira. Next is the erosion. Erosion is the process of transporting weathered sediments by agents of erosion to different places. So, ang weathering at saka erosion ay may pagkakaiba or they are really different. Kasi kapag sinabi nating weathering, ito yung pagkasira ng rocks or yung disintegration. While yung erosion naman, ito yung system, yung transport system. Kumbaga example, si weathering siya yung nagre-represent as martilyo na nagpupukpok doon sa bato. While si erosion, siya naman yung naglilinis ng mess na gawa ni weathering. Ito yung agents of erosion. First is ito yung mga agents of erosion. Yung water, ito yung isa sa mga kasangkapan para yung mga sediments ay mapunta sa ibang lugar. Ang glacier naman, ito yung sa uh, mga colded region sa malalamig na lugar, yung nagkakaroon ng yelo. At saka ang wind. One of agents of erosion is also wind. So dito naman tayo sa minerals. So ang minerals, paano ba natin makaklasify na ang isang bagay o ang bato ay minerals? First, ito yung dapat na kinukonsidera. Ito yung explanation or definition ng minerals. Kapag sinabi natin minerals, dapat naturally occurring siya. So ibig sabihin, hindi siya man-made. Nabuhay tayo, meron na yan automatic. Hindi siya gawa ng tao. Unlike sa kagaya ng alloy, ang alloy naman hindi siya masasabing mineral kasi gawa rin siya ng tao. Sa inorganic naman, second is inorganic. Masasabing inorganic ang mineral kasi hindi siya gawa ng organisms. Solid, okay. Next is solid. Sinasabi ang mineral ay solid, hindi siya liquid. Kagaya ng tubig. Ang tubig, hindi siya masasabing mineral kasi siya ay liquid. Pero yung ice, masasabi siyang solid. Next, ang minerals daw ay dapat is a definite chemical composition and yung may ordered internal structure. Kapag sinabi nating definite chemical composition, ibig sabihin nandun siya sa mga elements. Meron siyang it composes of means that all minerals have a chemical composition which express that exact chemical formula with the elements and compounds. Sa ordered internal structure naman means that the atom in minerals are organized in a regular and repetitive patterns or structures. Next, ito yung mga batayan kung paano mag-classify ng minerals. So, ito yung mga chemical composition of minerals. First is the silicates. Ang silicates naman are composed of silicon, oxygen. Ito yung pinaka-largest rock-forming minerals. Next is ang oxide naman. Ito naman yung combination of metal with oxygen. Sulfides, masasabi siyang sulfides or belong sa grupo ng sulfides kapag they are made of compounds of sulfur combined with another mineral, usually yung metal. Sa sulfates naman, it is made of one or more metals with a combination of sulfur and oxygen. Ang halides naman are composed of halogen from the elements like chlorine, bromine, or fluorine. Ang carbonates naman are a group of minerals made of carbon, oxygen, and metallic element. Ang native metals naman are category or group of the pure which consist of a single metal. Example nito is gold. So in classifying minerals, ito naman yung kabilang sa kailangang ikonsidera. Ito yung physical properties of minerals. First is the crystal structures of minerals. Ito naman yung formation or yung shape ng minerals. Pangalawa, yung cleavage. Kapag sinabi natin cleavage, ito yung tendency ng minerals to break along smooth planes. Yung fracture, next is yung fracture. Kapag sinabi natin fracture, ito yung when mineral break in irregular manner or wala siyang shape. Kapag nasira or nag-break siya na wala siyang shape. Ang transparent and luster naman, ito naman yung property of mineral that shows how much dull or how well brilliant the mineral reflects light as it is reflected off its surface. Transparent siya kapag yung light ay lumagos doon sa mineral. Luster naman siya kung gaano siya nagre-reflect, yung light naman yun kung gaano naman yun nagre-reflect doon sa minerals. Color and streak. Ang color, ito yung physical color yung nakikita mo na mineral. Halimbawa, kulay green, kulay blue. Ang streak naman, ito naman yung color ng mineral kapag nasa powdered form na siya. Ang hardness naman, it refers to the mineral's resistance to scratch. Yung hindi siya basta-basta na 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 scratch or nagagasgasan. The last is the specific gravity. Kapag sinabi natin specific gravity, it refers to the density of the mineral, yung bigat or yung weight ng mineral. Okay, yan lamang po at maraming salamat.